My name is Kabelo Mabalani. At the age of 19, I was a rock star. I had it all, including drugs and alcohol. But you don't have to be a rock star to get addicted. Drug and alcohol abuse is destroying countless lives and communities. Users are desperate for help. They want self-respect. They want to lead normal lives again. They want to kick it. Substance addiction doesn't just affect individuals and their families. It also destroys the very fabric of our communities. It's virtually impossible to keep children from being exposed to the scourge. Some communities blame the police for apathy and corruption. Some are taking the law into their own hands to try and save themselves. One of them lies just on the outskirts of central Johannesburg. Okay, so vandaag kiko Rosettenville. And as I'm sure you've heard, Lilo, this is one of the places that have put up its hand in terms of the fight against drugs and substance abuse. Kitlokopana Lisimpiwe Shafa, who's one of the community leaders who've started this movement. Arilomon. Obviously, you started this movement. Do you think iyasebenza lento niyenza?
No, iyasebenza. Since siqalile nge-5 zika February le movement. Izinga le crime lehlile apha nase police station basho they confirm it ukuthi no levels of crime are low now in Rosettenville since uqale lento.
Angitshela why vele ukhethe le ndawo ukuthi sihlangane la.
Kulapho esi kahle into zethu uqala khona xa sihlangana sizohlangana kule tennis court okoqala okwesibini le tennis court lena it's these criminals badlalela apha kule ndawo lena
abantu bathenga la
yeah bekhona lo element kakhulu lapha until saqala le movement
Simphiwe mfethu yazi ngifuna ukubona kahle ukuthi isimo sibheda kanjani uzongisa phi ngifuna ukubona
yeah okokuqala usuka lana sawushaya kuthiwa ngesixhosa intaka ezimbini ngelityeliwa sawusuka sibonisa apho khona drug dance apho i-community gcine izitshisa i-drug dance la kutshiswa khona now but also simatenasi kulo makona zabona amajita la athengisayo la asekhona though ke bese bebancane manje but basekhona
asiyobabona
ayithara.
Situated in the south of the city, Rosettenville is a suburb that has become completely overrun by drugs. The situation has become so bad that in desperation, the community has resorted to becoming vigilantes and burnt down homes of alleged drug dealers.
On our left here, this is my street, by the way. I stay here in this street myself. So
these mini drug dens dot streets where children walk to and from school every day, running a gauntlet of criminal activity.
On our right.
Here, drugs are available on almost every street corner. It has reached epidemic proportions.
Main road, yeah, and they find it very easy. You see, these boys are standing. The three of them are actually dealers.
They were manufacturers.
But here they were manufacturing. They were not only like selling.
And you said there's a house underneath this house.
They will have something underneath.
I was taken to see one of the burnt-out drug den mini brothels, and I was shocked by what I saw.
Yeah, no, for sure. Cool.
So now we're going to figure.
Yeah, no. As I said, so we're trying to manage any.
Okay, like abanye bebashisa ngale, abanye bebashisa ngapha. Behlala bobandla.
Yeah, lana yabona esibabe ngitshilo ele yabona ukuthi no kuhlala lamajita aphusha ama drugs lana. Mehlala nahlala nama prosecutors. Ngeke ngatsho futhi ukuthi anti ubuhamba uyabona umahluko phakathi le ndawo sihamba kuyo bekulikhithi lana. Nalana. Lana it was supposed to be ordinarily but in the living room. Yeah, understand, or a lounge. But then uyabona umahluko phakathi in terms of the floor.
The level.
Yeah. So lana ulabe operator khona ngaphansi.
Bapheka lezi.
Bapheka ngaphansi na kwenye iroom engale. Yabona baphekela khona. So lana bengamaplanga lana mawamba la and iplanga lakho niyalizwa na ukuthi no lishaya emoyeni kahle
Aliko solid.
yeah likho solid and bathola belana every day amachita khona our mind
We don't condone taking the law into our own hands. But for drug-riddled communities, desperate times obviously require desperate measures. Abantu bafikile bamosha la. But this just shows ukuthi nje abantu bakhathele.
No kakhulu and if bengayinda ama drugs I mean lebe kuyi property idlala le right kakhulu I mean bele intact be indlu nje be intact.
Yazi Simphiwe mangibona le ndawo I mean it's a bit depressing, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess mele singalahli ithemba ukuthi lento le singakwazi ukuyilwisa.
Nathi sinethemba we are hoping. Sinethemba.
Keep hope alive.
Sure.
Asiphuma.
Sure.
Keeping hope alive is part of the mission of people like Simphiwe. Continuing my exploration of Rosettenville, he takes me to visit a family who have been affected by drug addiction. Mpho, unongicocela mfethu off screen what your story is. Just share your story with us.
Ka tsena go di-drugsing ka hlopha maka. I used to steal from her. I used to do a lot to her. There was a time where I ended up staying on the streets because of the drugs. Because I used to smoke heroin, which they call nyaope these days. So from there, when I was staying by the streets, I got to get arrested into jail for a year. Then I was released on parole.
So you're on parole now?
Yes.
But you told me that you went to rehab before you got arrested.
Yes, I went to rehab for 6 months. Then after that, I relapsed.
And then, why did you get arrested?
It's because I used to stay on the street, remember, and then we used to steal from people.
Okay.
Bestshire bomb like smashing crab.
Okay. But how long have you been clean for, man?
It's been a year.
Nah?
Yeah.
Mama, wena mtu abua so I mean ke ditaba tse mnati. Ha bua so o ikutlwa jwang?
Nna ntho ke thabelang gore at least o ila ipotsa yena gore ke nako e tlogela because really o ila ntshokodisa. O ila ntshokodisa botlhoko because na gone o tloga mo a e kontlong a fitlhe a utswe di plasma di music system di aparo di chelete gore nexa tlhoile ke tseba gore ke be kae dilo tsa ka sometimes ne ke re ha ke rekile dilo ke dinke ke dipate ka mo di next door or ke dinke ke tlo di faka ka mo ntlong because ke tshaba gore yena ga ka kena ka mo ntlong o tlo dinka
Kilo a fela moya.
no a zanka fela moya because
King ntwene you wetse gore ska fela moya.
ne ke believe gore o tla di tlogela because he was a good boy. Even now he's still a good boy and he's very intelligent.
Mama ne ke ratile leboa nako ya lona le you know bravery ya how to share your story le batho kwa hae, and I wish you the best of luck ntwana kopo tshware you know spirit
Sure.
ka phota lo ledi lo ena mama re khumama ka mangwe le re lwantsha ka moyo halalela ga ke. Thank you so much for your time. Sure. Kilo lady le mfethu ska senyetsa lo lady mfethu
I good feel.
ne kapam all skims. As I take my leave from Mpho and his mom, I wish them the best of luck and hope that he's able to stay clean. After the break, we'll look at what the police are doing to help communities struggling in a drug war. The South African Police Service are the army that the ordinary citizens count on to help fight this war. It's the cops that we rely on to identify, investigate, and arrest the drug dealers poisoning society. To better understand this, I'm going to Randburg Police Station to speak to Captain Mutan, about how the SAPS is combating narcotics. What drugs do you have the most problems with in our community?
For example, like back in the day, you had a problem with mandrax, right? It was one of the most common things used. Then you had your cannabis herb, dacha. Now we've got things like sugars and tuk, cocaine, heroin. Everything is flooding the communities now. So there's not just one specific substance that we have to look out for.
I went to go visit Rosettenville, and I'm sure you know the stories that are coming out of there. And some form of vigilantism has taken place there. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, as the police, we condemn that, vigilantism.
But I'm not trying to justify it, but it's getting the job done.
No, it's not getting the job done. It's just creating more crime. I mean, you get an individual that goes and burns down a house.
But that house is full of prostitutes, there's drug peddlers there, there's laboratories underground.
That is why you have the police. The police is there to conduct certain operations that will get rid of these individuals.
How do let me put myself in the shoes of a frustrated community member who needs to do something, who's been seeing these drugs being peddled right next door. I want to do something. What do I do?
As a member of the community, as you know, the present provincial commissioner has never closed their doors to the community. They are most welcome to go to the office of the provincial commissioner and inform her as to what is going on next door to them or to their neighbor, what's happening on the street. And action will be taken by the police.
I want to ask you a straight question. Are we winning the war against drug and substance abuse in our country?
Most definitely we're winning the war against drug abuse and substance abuse in this country. All we need is the community to be more involved.
Whether or not we are winning the war makes little difference to the countless addicts who are losing their own individual battles. They want help, but where can they go? I was able to afford private rehab. Thousands of addicts don't have that luxury. Their only option is a state-run facility, like this one, called Golden Harvest, situated in northern Johannesburg. There seems to have been an urgent move by the state to get these facilities up. Am I making the right assumption? Are we in trouble?
Yes. We are in serious trouble in terms of drug addiction, alcohol and drug addiction. And it is largely maybe due to social issues, home situations. You find some children are living on the streets because of the home situation that is not so good, and peer pressure, bullying all over.
Are we winning?
I don't think we are winning.
Why are we not winning?
If I speak about our facility here, there is a great demand for children to be placed, and also the age is becoming younger. We find children under 10, and we can only take children from age 13 to 17.
When I was growing up, people were getting into drugs at 18, 19. Now, you say at the tender age of 10 years old.
Some of them,
these
7,
kids,
6.
7, 6 years old, these kids are taking drugs. What kind of drugs are they taking?
Well, the younger ones, like 7, is glue. They sniff glue. And from there, they would, some of them would actually take the marijuana.
So give me an example of somebody coming in, say hi from Nyaupe, and they've either been referred to here by the state or their parents or whatever. What's the process of getting that person to
our facility?
Yeah.
They will be referred by one of the outpatients, one of the community-based facilities, and they will come in with their psychosocial reports and having made sure that we do have space for the person, accommodation. And when they come to us here, they will have a full medical examination, and then they'll be seen by our medical practitioner. The Nyaupe ones that normally comes in, they are in severe stomach cramps, body pains. Some of them have headaches. Yes, it's okay. Just do your blood pressure. Just to give. So we have to stabilize them first, you know. We will first just do a brief history and give them some tablets just to relieve some anxiety and also to relieve some body aches and stomach cramps and that. So we'll stabilize them.
In any war, individuals are the casualties. In the drug war, the police and communities are trying to work together to make a difference. I'm now going to visit with the MEC for Community Safety to get her view.
The anti-substance abuse campaign is a campaign that is done by two departments. The Department of Social Development as well as the Department of Community Safety. It's a program that focuses on drug users and their families as well, to make sure that drug users get help in terms of being taken out of the habit, but also families be given skills to use in order to support the abusers when they come out of the program. For us to be able to deal with drug problems is to make sure that we prevent our kids from becoming addicts. And we spoke about education, that we need to teach our children whilst they're still very young about the dangers of using or abusing drugs. And I think that is where the answer lies.
Education is key going forward, but it's not enough. After the break, I'll show you the revolutionary ways that two communities are using right now to save themselves and their children. Drug and alcohol addiction is rife throughout South Africa. There seems to be no solution. But near Johannesburg in Westbury, a few individuals are dedicated to creating community pride that will lead to a drug-free suburb. Now, you've got this 5-door policy. Please explain that to us.
Yeah. So, communities is where it starts. Yes, the police are there. Yes, the judicial system is there. But they have limited effects in terms of what they can do. The power rests solely with the community. And what the idea with the 5-door policy is that where I live, my 2 neighbors to my left, my 2 neighbors to my right, we clean up our area. So we make a change on our doorstep.
What does clean up mean?
Clean up. Remove the grass. Okay. Paint the walls. Take away any rubble. Make sure the street lights work. Okay. Make sure it looks clean and neat. And if you look at how the drug issue is in areas where it's prolific, it's dirty. There's things laying around. People don't care. There's cigarette
So
butts.
it almost starts with a sense of pride first.
Yes,
of
absolutely.
where you stay, and then the kind of the small things take care of the bigger
things.
picture.
Correct. And when you look at this 5-door policy, it's saying that I have pride where I live. So I want my neighbor to have the same pride.
How many houses do you have? I mean,
So we have these 5 and 3 more sets of 5 that we've identified.
starting this, was there?
The catalyst.
Yeah.
The catalyst was in 2010, there was a spike in teenage suicides in this area. We wanted to know what the issue was, and we found out that kids were then finding an escape in drugs. They were using drugs, running onto the train line because now drugged out of their mind, not knowing what to do, jumping in front of trains. And that is where this whole thing came from. What can we do to be different? Because it's these kids that are the future of this country.
Yeah.
It's these kids. I mean, from this area, guys like Stephen Pienaar, Keegan Dolly.
Wow.
They're soccer players that come out of Westbury. So you need
We do
to
have
be-
success stories.
huge success
Because it's
stories.
the same environment, it's just choices.
Absolutely.
Choice is the operative
Absolutely.
word, you know?
We've got business people, doctors, lawyers that have come out of this community. By doing small things, we can have a bigger impact, not just on the community, but on the city and in the country as a whole. And hopefully this idea is something that can be rolled out countrywide because drugs are everywhere. Substance abuse is everywhere.
Drug abuse isn't somebody else's problem. It's ours. Every one of us. And if you don't believe that one person can make a difference, then let me introduce you to someone who has taken on the drug-infested community of El Dorado Park with a groundbreaking program geared to inspiring and uplifting young individuals who in turn will pay it forward.
Growing Champions is a youth mentoring program which takes children that are born into danger and helps them to make a pathway from that hard life of abuse and poverty, addiction, violence, and move themselves across to a new life where they heal and they become change makers and contributors and leaders in society. I founded Growing Champions because I was called to it. I met a young man who told me that dreams don't come true. And this young man had marveled at his brother and knew his brother was going to be the next, big football player. But unfortunately, he saw his brother drop out of school, turn to drugs and never make this dream come true. So I started to investigate and try and understand this community and find out what was going on, that there were broken dreams, that young men of 9 years old or so could tell me that dreams don't come true. If we haven't got youth that can dream, then what have we got? We've got no future.
Delano Aya was a crystal meth addict, criminal and gang member with no future until fate and Samantha stepped in. His life was changed, and now he's changing others.
Hello, Ma. How are you? Good.
Hello.
Yeah, so
This is home, eh?
this is where it started and where the addiction ended.
Samantha's face, lights up when she talks about you. What kind of impact did Samantha have on your life?
Yeah, she plays a valuable part in my life. Gave me an opportunity to change, to get clean first, and then offered me help, got me help from friends, family, whoever she could find.
Delano now proudly runs the Growing Champions Safe House and coaches boys and girls in his beloved soccer. He is now their inspiration, their role model. But Samantha is the driving force behind the dream turned into reality.
To execute this and to make it possible, transition from theory into practice, we use three means. So we start off with the body and we make them very healthy sports-wise through our sports development program. We facilitate the inner person through the character development and wellness program. And then we use education to help give them the tools and the skills to move their lives forward.
This is the GCO. These boys have been part of the program for past 5 years. And this is what we actually were trying to do. Starting off, getting a new school in a safe area, where you wake up and feel, wow, I had the best sleep. You wake up to breakfast, you wake up to love. Our basic goal is to get more kids in.
Growing Champions is living proof that one person can make a difference and that there is hope for communities, no matter how bad the situation. Inside, we are all champions. We all have the power to affect change, to turn communities from drug havens into safe suburbs that nurture and empower our youth. They want it. We want it. All that is required is to stop complaining and do something.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, champion!